Greg Burkhardt here, founder and president of Rockaway Sustainable Landscaping. I was afforded the opportunity last month to be down in Miami for several weeks, actually. So Nick filled in, so I'm glad to be back. Great time down there. Got to plan a lot of architecture and development of 2026 year for Rockaway, and would love to take this time to briefly, through a newsletter, introduce Chris Mitzka as operations manager of commercial maintenance, new for 2026. I think I've mentioned in the past, Jen Morgan will be continually in 2026 helping us in client relations, adding value to you folks on the executive level. She'll be stopping in, making sure that we're doing our job and you're completely satisfied. Looking directly into March, obviously we've got one of the coldest winters in recent past, probably the last couple decades. So we're hard at work, kind of pivoting our typical winter, or at least the last winter's mode of action as far as tasks are concerned. We're evaluating literally plant by plant to see is it damaged, is it dead. You'll be in constant communication, or will receive constant reporting from your account managers, as well as our overall operations team, and at the crew level. That's what we're at. We're at really identifying how bad was the injury to the plant tissue. Do we expect that we're going to have to replace, or are regularly scheduled and currently taking place? And into March, your plant fertilization going to kick the plants back into growth and be okay in short term here. So it's constant evaluation for our teams, our management, all the way across the board, and look for our reporting there. As mentioned, on the agronomic front, as we get into March and through the completion of March, all your plant material will be fertilized with 8-2-12 fertilizer, heavy on the minors as well as your major three. So we feel like the plants that will grow out of the freeze damage will certainly be fertilized and in the best position they can be. On the turf side of things, we'll additionally be putting down a slow release, 50% organic fertilizer, really poised to jump kick in a slow, sustainable manner your turf. So as March and the warmer weather comes, you'll expect very sustained green color to come back through the course of March. Irrigation, regularly scheduled irrigation inspections will take place. We are relatively in a drought, believe it or not, so we'll see what happens there. It's going to be really important that if you have some repairs that need to be signed off on, we highly encourage, before the real heat gets there, let's get the systems up and as efficient as we can, as close to 100%, in anticipation of that dry season that typically comes, mid-April into May. We want to be in the best position we can. Get the fertilizer down, get the water as efficient as it can. As we move from what we call non-grow to grow season, we'll have the sharp blades up and running and be in full cadence every week coming out of March. So into April, we'll be, even for the 42 visits, we'll be back to once a week. Certainly you'll be seeing our crews as we get to the end of March. But really, in a nutshell, we're focusing on plant health, to a lesser degree, grass, were there any dieback there. But we do have all our preems down, so if we do need to spot weed in combination with the granular fert, we'll certainly be doing that on the agronomic level. And, doing our wintertime tasks as we, before we know it, we're going to be, what are we going to do? We're going to be complaining about the heat. So it's going to be feast or famine, but we're certainly well poised. I feel really good about where our team's at. We initiated a lot of new training through the winter, all the way down to the crew level. Certainly excited about that, just adding value to you folks. And with Chris and Jen gaining some onboarding and maturity into Rockaway, we're really looking forward to synergistically serving you through the month of March and into 2026. Of course, if there's any questions or concerns, certainly reach out to your account manager or call the main office at 914 Outdoor. Hit extension 2 for existing client, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Of course, there's also the option of the care center that we're continuing to gain momentum with our clients, but you can hop on the website, scroll all the way to the bottom, and put any requests with pictures if you find that the most efficient way. That's certainly available for you. So with that said, we were hoping to warm up here as soon as possible and keep the wheels in motion with March blowing in quick.